Hey fellow craft nerds, today I've got 3 super cool Halloween DIYs to share with you. Let's get started. So project 1, I am going to take these Dollar Tree wine glasses that I was really excited to get. I wanted to do the DIY hack that I seen from my girl Barefoot and Crafting, and I could not get that hack to work for myself. So I just decided I was gonna just hit these glasses with some spray paint. I had 2 different kinds that I wanted to play around with. I absolutely love this hammered black color. It just has this really fun, almost texture like finish to it, and I don't know. It's one of my favorite new spray paints to use. And then also, there is another spray paint that I found, which was the copper. And the copper, in my opinion, is just absolutely beautiful. And I will probably do some more things with it. But look at this, guys. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. Once my glasses are painted, I put those aside, and I'm taking some of these black candles and I'm boiling them because I'm repurposing this wax. So after it has been completely melted down, I take the wick out of that existing candle and I put it into my glass. And as you can see, I have it kind of propped up with a popsicle stick. And then I simply just pour this wax back into this cup. And that's all there is to it. Now, I will say I wish I would have centered my wicks a little bit better on some of them. But, you know, guys, I was just happy to get it inside the cup. Setting that project aside, let's get started with project number 2. What I'm using here is a medium-sized cloche that I found from the 99-cent store, and then I'm using these little skull heads from the Dollar Tree. And all I really wanted to do was just kind of make like a tower of these skull heads. And so as you can see here, I'm simply just gluing a base down of 5 heads to start, and then I will start stacking the heads upon each other. And as you can see, I'm just kind of making a second layer here. They're not gonna all be perfectly standing up straight. I want some of them to kind of tilt to the side, just to kind of give it a real, you know, pile of skulls type of look. That's really what I was kind of going for here. I didn't want to leave the skull heads exactly as they were, so I'm just taking some black acrylic paint and doing a quick dry brush over all of the skulls. I then brought in just a bit of red acrylic paint to give it, again, a little bit more depth, and I did a quick dry brush of this over all of the skulls as well. So I'm a big fan of adding texture and some depth into anything that I work on. So what I'm using here is some Tim Holtz Distress uh, grit paste. And what this stuff does, it just goes on. You don't need a whole lot of it, but you can just kind of paint it on, as you can see what I'm doing here. And it will dry, leaving this gritty texture to anything that you're placing it on. So my idea around this was I wanted the bottom, the base of this cloche to really have this gritty, dirty look. And then I'm going to have little subtle uh, pieces of this grit, dirt stuff all over the skulls as well. This is a opaque grit paste, so it does dry as white. However, I'm okay with that because I planned on painting over top of that. And that way I could see where I was painting when I'm going back through to do all of the, actual dirtying up of my skulls. So once my grit paste has dried, I am going to take some of my Tim Holtz Distress spray stain, just a few of the colors that I like. This, I believe, was the uh, aged mahogany. I'm glad I could see it on the video. And then the cracked pistachio. And that's just because that's a green that I love to use when I kind of mix it with some of the other sprays and, just get this really good, gritty, dirty, old look. So what you're seeing me do here is just, like I said, I'm painting over top of that grit paste. And you really don't need a lot of this spray stain, just a very little bit, and it goes a long way, which is why I absolutely love using anything made by Tim Holtz. His products are wonderful, and it makes everything that I do that has this kind of a dirty, dark feel, it just makes it so much, more alive. I don't know what else to say to it, but as you can see, it's just very easily, taking in that color on that grit paste, and it's just giving this skull, pile of skulls, whatever you want to call it, just great feel. So after I'm done painting, all I'm doing here is just kind of filling in the little gaps just with a little bit of black tulle. Nothing fancy here. I didn't want to go all crazy and put a bunch of flowers or anything like that. However, if you decide to make something similar to this, you could definitely do whatever you would like. I think putting maybe some little twigs in there, some dead leaves, some moss even, which I'm out of. So that's why I probably, if I had the moss, I probably would have used that. But, you know, I thought this looked just as cool, just with a little bit of that black tulle in there. And then when it's done, I just put the lid on, you guys, and that was the simple, easy, creepy cloche, and I absolutely love it. So on to my third and final project. What I'm doing here is using old vinyl tubes that I've had from using different vinyl and fabrics for my Cricut. So I have many of these laying around, and they're very sturdy. They're very good size tubes, and I'm kind of a hoarder when it comes to this stuff. I always think I can use it for something later on, and I finally found a project to do it with. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm cutting them all in different sizes, and I'm basically going to glue them all together in a bundle to look like a collection of candles that have been burning down. And I've seen this idea floating around. A lot of people have been using the pool noodles, and I did actually purchase some pool noodles to try to do those as well. However, I've had these tubes laying around for so long, I said, you know what, I've got to clean out, you know, my craft area. I need to make more room for some new things. Let's just use these. And they worked beautifully. So what I'm doing is just taking some pieces of foil, and I'm balling up little balls of the foil to stick in the top. I just kind of wanted to make like a stopper. There was no rhyme or reason to it other than I wanted something that I could drip the hot glue off of, because what you're going to see me do now is create that melted wax look. And literally, guys, this is the easiest thing to do. You're just gobbing the hot glue on the top, and it will naturally fall to the side on its own. And I mean, I had so much fun with this. I will say this, it got a little bit hard to do. My glue gun, I was going through glue sticks left and right, and I'm pretty sure that my Bonder is getting up there in age. I've had it a few years. It struggles sometimes to hold, I want to say, the heat, because it is a cordless one. So I am looking for a new one. If you guys have any suggestions, Bonder has been my favorite brand so far. So, but I'm really not too picky. As long as it gets the job done, you guys, that's my motto. But you can see right here, I'm getting some good drips coming down on the tops of those candlesticks. And honestly, when it's all said and done, it's really a cool effect. And I absolutely love working with hot glue. I would probably die if I did not have my hot glue gun, you guys, like seriously. This is with all of the hot glue coming down on the sides, and you guys, I just knew this was going to look amazing. The next step to this, once it's all dry, you're going to go spray paint it. And what I did was took that same enameled, or not enameled, the hammered spray paint, and I gave this whole thing a really good coat. And I'm telling you, it looked beautiful once it was dried. So for the final part of this project, I'm going to do the base, and I'm just taking a tray that I got from the Dollar Tree, flipping it over, and these are little toy snakes that I got from the toy section from Dollar Tree as well. And I just thought it would look really cool to just glue these snakes going around the base of this tray. And I'm just going to, once everything is glued together, I'm going to give it a nice coat of black acrylic paint. So after hitting this with a heat gun and drying it up nice and quick, this is what the idea is. I'm placing these candles on top, and I just thought it looked awesome. Okay guys, and here are two of the final three projects that we did. This is the cloche. You guys, I think it's awesome. It's creepy, gritty, super, super cool. Now the photos that are framed in the back, those I got from the 99-cent store. They came 4 photos in a pack. So I just wanted to add it to the ambiance of this whole thing. And here are my candles. Now, what I didn't record is making the flames. Those flames are actually just dollops of hot glue that I placed down on glass, and then once they dried, I painted them with an orange and a yellow acrylic paint. Then I just dipped them in another bit of hot glue and glued them to the top. You guys, it was super, super easy, and I think it looks amazing. Like, I am so happy and proud of those candles. They are amazing. And these are the candles that I made. They are beautiful. I am in love with these. I am really excited to start making my own candles a lot more now that I know how to do this. And I think these turned out just amazing. So if this is your first time stopping by, I want to thank you for taking the time to check out my DIYs. I hope you stick around and hit that subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new haul video or DIY video. And if you're one of my old time friends, thanks again for coming. Take care, you guys.